Many people like to store garlic in oil because they think it's convenient. The garlic stays soft, fragrant, and ready to use anytime you open the lid. At first glance, it seems perfect. The truth is, this is one of the most dangerous ways to store garlic, even though it looks clean and harmless. Scientifically, raw garlic and oil create an anaerobic environment, without oxygen, combined with moisture and rich nutrients. This is exactly the ideal condition for Clostridium botulinum bacteria to grow, the bacteria that cause botulism, one of the most dangerous forms of food poisoning, which can lead to muscle paralysis and even death. What makes it especially frightening is that this bacteria has no smell, no taste, and the oil does not change color. The garlic still looks normal, so you cannot rely on your senses to judge safety. So how can we store garlic safely, scientifically, and still preserve its flavor and nutrients? Right now, I will share the best ways to store garlic, from the simplest to the most convenient. First method: storing whole, dry garlic bulbs. This is the best method if you use garlic regularly. When buying garlic, choose bulbs that are dry, firm, not bruised, and with intact skins, both outer and inner layers. Garlic skin is a natural protective barrier that separates the cloves from air, moisture, and bacteria in the environment. When the skins are intact, bacteria cannot grow easily, garlic is slower to sprout, and it keeps its natural pungent flavor. Next, use a basket, mesh bag, or a container with ventilation holes. Place the garlic inside. Set it in a dry, well-ventilated place, away from direct sunlight and away from the stove. The ideal temperature is 18 to 25 degrees Celsius, 64 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. With this method, garlic can be stored for 2 to 3 months, or even longer if conditions are good. This is a very good and convenient way to store garlic. If the air is humid, line the bottom of the basket with dry paper or newspaper. The paper helps absorb excess moisture. Next, prepare a paper towel. Add 1 tablespoon of baking soda and 1 tablespoon of dry tea leaves. Baking soda and dry tea both absorb moisture from the air, helping keep the environment around the garlic dry, the most important factor in preventing mold and sprouting. Wrap it up and secure it with a rubber band. Now you have a simple homemade moisture absorber, very convenient and effective. Place garlic on top of the newspaper. After 1 layer of garlic, add 1 moisture-absorbing packet. Repeat until all the garlic is arranged. Store in a high, dry, well-ventilated place. Avoid areas near the stove, sink, refrigerator, or windows where rain can blow in. A dry kitchen shelf or storage room is ideal. Check periodically and replace the packets when they become damp. If the humidity in your area is very high, spread the garlic on a tray. Sun-dry lightly in the morning for 1 to 2 hours. Let it cool completely before storing. This helps reactivate the dry outer skins and reduce internal moisture. But if many garlic bulbs have lost their outer skins, or you have already peeled a large amount of garlic, then the next method will be more suitable. Method 2. Storing garlic in the refrigerator for garlic bulbs that have lost the outer skin or have torn outer layers. Separate them into individual cloves. Then peel off the skins. There are many ways to peel garlic that I have shared before. You can check the link in the description. After peeling, remember not to wash with water. Why is that? After washing, even if you drain well, there is still a thin layer of moisture left on the surface of the garlic. In the refrigerator environment, cold and enclosed, this moisture creates conditions for bacteria and mold to grow. In addition, the surface of each garlic clove has a natural dry layer that helps protect against microorganisms. Washing removes this protective layer, making garlic more vulnerable to bacterial contamination. Now place the garlic into an airtight container or a zip-top bag. Store in the refrigerator at 0 to 4 degrees Celsius, 32 to 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Cold temperature slows down spoilage. A sealed container prevents garlic odor from spreading to other foods. Because there is no oil, it does not create a dangerous anaerobic environment. With this method, garlic can be stored for 7 to 10 days. However, if you want to store garlic longer while keeping it convenient for cooking, then the third method is much more effective. Method 3. Freezing garlic. First, wash the peeled garlic. Then place it in a basket or colander and let it drain completely. Make sure the surface is totally dry before moving to the next step. Depending on your needs, you can keep the cloves whole or mince/crush the garlic. It's nice to know that we see each other all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. It's great to see your support. Now divide into small portions using zip-top bags or ice cube trays. Place in the freezer until completely frozen. Where are you watching from? Please leave a comment to let me know. Once fully frozen, take the garlic out and transfer it to an airtight container, then store in the freezer. With this method, low temperature completely stops bacterial growth, so there is no need for oil or preservatives. Storage time: minced garlic, 3 to 6 months. Whole cloves, 6 to 8 months. When using, take out only the amount you need. No need to fully thaw. You can add it directly to stir-fries or cooked dishes. Although frozen garlic is no longer crisp, its flavor is still very good when cooked. If you want an extremely long-term, compact, and refrigerator-free storage method, this is a great option. Method 4. Drying garlic slice. Thinly or lightly crush the cloves. The thinner the slices, the faster they will dry. If you have sunshine, spread the garlic evenly on a tray. Place it in the sun to dry. While drying, turn the garlic occasionally. When the garlic is completely dry and snaps easily when bent, it is ready. If there is no sun, use a food dehydrator, air fryer, or oven. Spread the garlic evenly on a tray. Dry at 50 to 80 degrees Celsius, 122 to 176 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 10 minutes each round. Time and temperature may vary depending on your device. Repeat 6 to 7 rounds, removing and stirring the garlic between each round. When the garlic turns light golden and feels dry and brittle, it is done. When garlic is dried this way, microorganisms cannot grow, so the storage time is very long. Let the garlic cool completely. Place it into a dry, clean glass jar with no traces of oil. Seal tightly. The garlic will be very fragrant and retain its original flavor. You may add a moisture-absorbing packet. With this method, dried garlic can be stored for 12 months or longer. If you prefer an even more convenient seasoning, put the dried garlic into a grinder. Grind into a fine powder. After grinding, transfer to an airtight jar and store in a dry, well-ventilated place, away from sunlight and heat. Always use a dry spoon when scooping. Shelf life: 12 to 18 months. Garlic powder can be used directly as a seasoning, with no prep needed. Very convenient for quick cooking. Depending on your purpose and storage conditions, you can choose the right method to keep garlic safe, mold-free, sprout-free, and without risk of poisoning. And remember, do not store garlic in oil at room temperature. Among the 4 methods I've shared, which one do you like the most? Leave a comment below. Thank you very much for your support. The video ends here. If you have any comments, please leave a comment below. If you find the video interesting, please give me a like. Don't forget to share it with your relatives and friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Goodbye. See you in the next video.